Hello everyone and welcome live here at Daytona International Speedway for the running of the NSDCA Crown Royal Truck Series Clash at the Daytona International Speedway. 18 drivers are in this field, all of them who have won poles in last season's Mountain Dew Custom Series or Crown Royal Truck Series. They are all here to duel here for 20 laps at Daytona. Brady Burkhart sits on pole, and alongside him is Dusty Neal. Of course, the qualifying session was not a qualifying session. It was a random draw, just as the Clash is always. It is a random draw of all 18 drivers, and this is where each driver drew. But it is Brady Burkhart on row one with Dusty Neal, Jacob Edson in the new GoDaddy Motorsports after the split with Monster, and Diego Yepes. Those two have now split off and formed their own teams. Matty Porta sits fourth for Jones Racing Inc., and Eli Bright subbing in for the injured Riley Spurleytube this season in the Crown Royal Truck Series. He starts fifth. Nathan Stapleton has started his own truck team. He starts sixth in the number 80 Advanced Auto Parts Ford, and Diego Yepes in his Monster Energy number 77. In eighth, Justin Knight making just this race for the Clash because he had that pole last season. He is looking to get Sauber to get him a ride for the Crown Royal Truck Series Crown Royal 300 and drive in the duels, but it's not confirmed yet. Matthew Eve starts ninth. He has been moved up to Burkhart Maurice Motorsports, and 10th is Logan Cloud, now on GoDaddy Motorsports. 11th, Peter Onjak, and 12th, Sebastian Kukul. On 13th is Tib Foster, your defending Mountain Dew Custom Series champion. He's moving in to the Crown Royal Truck Series as a rookie for Onjato. And 14th is the number 53 of DJ Gibson for Zachary Racing. In 15th, Blake Maurice, your defending champion. In 16th, Nathan Orman, now on Jones Racing Inc. as a rookie. In 17th, I need to remember who's in 17th. That's Ryan Butcher in the Butcher Gatorade Motorsports number 16. And Aiden Burkhart rounds out the 18 truck field. We're ready to get racing. Let's go down trackside for the green flag, or for the commands to start the engines.
Drivers, start your engines.
And with the engines fired, Brady Burkhart is going to have Jacob Edson right behind him. Two of these guys, some of the best super speedway racers around. Dusty Neal very strong in that Evernham 02. He'll be driving that car multiple times this season in a deal with Evernham to keep Dusty Neal in that ride just for a handful of races that he will not be running at Cloud Foster Racing Operations. Neal is a loving part of Evernham. He drove this truck multiple times last season and finished second at North Wilkesboro in it after taking out one of the drivers, Peter Onjak. But it was Dusty Neal, the strongest contender for the O2 team. Jake Galloway will also be making some starts in the O2 this season, but it is Dusty Neal driving this race for the Crown Royal 300. Rest of the field goes Riley Spurleytube still sitting at home. He has been injured at Indianapolis for about the last 2 months, but he is home and he is recovering. He will not be back in a top Crown Royal Truck Series ride until Season 5. Eli Bright has been brought in to fill in that ride, and Jake Galloway was moved to TSR to take over Eli Bright's number 48 in that series. But Eli looking to show this weekend how good he is. If he could win here in the Clash, that'd be a great start to his season. And Nathan Stapleton in that number 80 broke off from PNC Hamill Racing. Of course, last season PNC Hamill dissolved as Derek Hamill disappeared from the spotlight. So Nathan Stapleton, he bought a Ford truck. He will be driving his own team, and Advanced Auto Parts will be right there with him the entire time. Some notables not in this Clash. Carter Friesen did not score a pole last season. Carson Bowers, your Mountain Dew Custom Series Season 2 champion, also not in here, as Clay Motorsports was struggling a lot last season as well. But you see, 18 trucks are coming around. Brady is blowing up. So we'll hit you with that restart because we want every truck to start. Great. That was a great start.
Drivers, to your car.
All right, everyone start the race this time and we'll be fine. And then then you can blow up right after the start-finish line if you want. But as we said, multiple drivers, a lot of new teams, a lot of new drivers, a lot of new numbers, and a lot of new sponsors, a bunch of new paint schemes to learn. And the Crown Royal Truck Series has expanded from 16 to 20 races this season, making it a 13-race regular season and a 7-race chase. Coming down to take the green flag, Brady Burkhart and Dusty Neal lead us down. Jacob Edson, Matty Porter behind him. Green flag is in the air for 20 laps around the Daytona International Speedway. Brady Burkhardt going to jump out just to that early lead, about a trunk length over Dusty Neal, but he's going to stay on that inside line with Jacob Edson. Nathan Stapleton already making a move 3 wide on Matty Porta. Further back, Tib Foster and Peter Onjak making it 3 wide as well as they go. Sebastian Kukulon up the track, and now Jacob Edson going to jump that 10 up into the 2nd position, and he's going to tuck in behind Brady Burkhardt. There is Eli Bright in that 28. He sits 4th with Riley Spurley Tube sponsor Coors Light as Jacob Edson now dives down to the inside on Brady, Diego Yepes, and Matthew Eves also on that inside line with Logan Cloud. But now Jacob Edson trying to pull out on that inside line, pull it off. Now going to slide up in front of Brady. No room for that 10 on the inside line. He has no help whatsoever. Dusty Neal, Eli Bright, the Dodgers are both going to look down to the inside of him, but it's Brady Burkhardt leading lap number 1 here at Daytona. Stapleton and Porta now nose to tail behind. They're going to duck down. Porta makes it 3 wide all the way to the bottom and 3 wide further back as well. Matty Porta, Diego Yepes in that 77, Matthew Eves in the 83, Justin Knight in the 7, all racing through. But Dusty Neal right now sits in that 2nd position. All 18 trucks flying down this back straightaway at high speed, hitting almost 200 miles an hour. They are hitting 200 miles an hour somewhere in the pack. Diego Yepes now has Matthew Eves pushing him. They push up into Dusty Neal just a little bit. Coming off of the corner, Stapleton on that outside line. Yepes is going to slide it up, so will Dusty Neal. And Brady Burkhardt continuing to lead here. Matthew Eves dropping back on that inside line. You see Peter Onjak further back. Him and Matthew have sparked a little controversy over the off-season. Those two are not too happy with each other. Right now, they are nose to tail in that 83 and 44 further back there. So it'll be interesting to see what these two will do as this race unfolds. You also see Tib Foster in the Wix Filters number 40. Wix wanted to jump on just for the Clash. He will be in X-Side batteries for the most part this season, but Wix Filters will be sponsoring him for a handful of races. Blake Maurice, your defending champion, that number 11 truck, same paint scheme, same equipment, same chance to win a championship. Looking to go 2 in a row for that. He already won the JROC race 2 weeks ago and the championship there, so Blake is looking like he could be another contender this season. And Diego Yepes to fill in on that Monster Motorsports dissolving between Yepes and Edson. We don't know what happened in the management, but Diego Yepes said he wanted out of being on that team, and he also said he was thinking about retiring. Now, Diego Yepes, Monster Motorsports pushed him, or Monster Energy, I should say, pushed him to remain in the series for at least 1 more season. So this may be Diego Yepes' final season in the NSDCA, but it looks like he's starting off pretty strong right now in that in the lead on lap number 4. Eli Brighton second, another 3 wide further back. Matthew Eves kind of falling through the middle there. The outside line going to come right back, and Matthew Eves now being pushing his team owner Brady Burkhardt around. Top 7 looks like trying to pull away just a little bit, and Dusty Neal still inside this top 5. Now Peter Onjak leads that 8th position with Tib Foster 9th, and Nathan Ormond. You see Nathan Ormond in this number 1, if we can get to him. He is on Jones Racing Inc. He right now sits in the 10th position with that Andy Caps number 1 paint scheme. It's going to be nice to see that this season. They are splitting sponsorship with Autism Speaks in that number 1 car. Peter Onjak has Tib Foster all over the back of him. Great job by Tib, giving Peter a big shove. Diego Yepes continuing to lead here at Daytona. Now Sebastian Kukulon in that number 12. He's working that middle line. Peter's going to walk it up the track into Jacob Edson. Some contact between those two, and he's going to merge cleanly. Nice job between those two, but he's going to lose a bit of momentum. But Jacob Edson getting aggressive there early, trying to get down to that inside line. So it looks like some aggression between those two. Now Eli Bright has moved himself into second behind Diego Yepes. Again, Diego, if he finishes out this season in the top 3 once again in points, it wouldn't be a surprise. He has finished no worse than 3rd in the points. He was 3rd in the points in season 1, 2nd in the points in season 2, and I believe 2nd in the points in the Crown Royal Truck Series in season 3. So Diego Yepes, the master of consistency, he just has not been able to steal that win, that championship win just yet. Brady Burkhardt, Sebastian Kukulon now all the way to the outside. Matthew Eves in that 83. He's trying to work the middle line. You see Dusty Neal, Matty Porta, Jacob Edson all on that inside line. Peter Onjak shuffling back on that just outside of this top 10 pack. Let's go on board real quick with Jacob Edson in this number 10 truck. He is our in-race reporter for today, and he is saying that his truck is pretty tight, and especially after that contact with Peter Onjak. But he does blame it on himself. He is not upset with Peter. He just said, of course, this is a exhibition race. There are no points on the line, so what can you really do? Tib Foster, now Peter's teammate, looking like he's going to make a bit of a move on the bottom of him. He kind of checks up. Edson and Foster check up, so a little bit of issues there. They're going to walk it up the track. Dusty Neal sitting in second. Diego Yepes there. Sebastian Kukulon was hung out to dry on the outside line. Now Eli Bright in the 28. He's going to look down right behind Dodge teammate Dusty Neal. Matthew Eves and Brady Burkhart battling for that 4th position. Now Edson and Foster having to bring that inside line back on up. Diego Yepes continuing to lead. He's led the last 5 laps here. Dusty Neal, Eli Bright, Brady Burkhart. Nose to tail behind him. Top 4 getting single file. And now Dusty Neal dives to the inside. Eli Bright even further. And Brady Burkhart working all 3 lines. Jacob Edson in the 10. He's trying to move to the inside with Matty Porta. And here they come through the corner. Diego all the way to the outside line. He's going to have no help whatsoever in that 77. Inside line going to check up a bit off the corner. So Yepes might be able to hold it. Dusty Neal has no help behind him. And Diego holds it himself on that outside line. A great run for that Monster Motorsports, or Diego Yepes Incorporated, number 77. Those guys working together properly, but now Eli Bright dropping back on the inside line. Brady Burkhart leading the outside line with one of his trucks, Matthew Eves, the rookie in that 83. There is your defending MDCS champion, Tib Foster, working his way through the field. He's been sitting just mid-pack most of this race. And let's go back a little further. A driver everyone talked about at the end of last season for the sadness that happened in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. DJ Gibson was a dominant driver all race long. With 10 to go, he pulled it down pit road. There was a mechanical failure on the 53, and it took him out of a championship, gave it to Tib Foster. Now DJ driving his first full-time season in the Truck Series. He drove for Monster Motorsports in the number 9 truck, with splitting that with Paul Jackson last season, but DJ is looking for a full-time run and looking for that Rookie of the Year honors this season. There are multiple rookies in the Crown Royal Truck Series in this race. You see Logan Cloud further back in that number 92 for GoDaddy Motorsports. You also have DJ Gibson, as well as Eli Bright, Nathan Orman, Tib Foster, and others. The only driver in this field that is not running full-time and is a rookie is Dusty Neal. Justin Knight as well. Justin Knight, as you remember at the end of last season, he had to jump over to Sauber Racing Team in the Formula 1 series over in Europe. So he has helped this team by giving them his trucks from last season, getting them to Dodges. So he will be running this race, possibly the Crown Royal 300, and definitely one of the road courses this season, possibly Sonoma or Mosport. As that continues, it is now Dusty Neal in the race lead. He has taken the race lead, and a great move in this number 02. He's pulling himself up into the race lead. Brady Burkhart now right on the back bumper of him, down in the back. Blake Maurice is going to tuck in behind Aiden Burkhart. Now Brady Burkhart stuck in the middle. Eli Bright jumps down with him. Here comes Peter Onjak, Nathan Ormond, Aiden Burkhart. If you remember Aiden last season in the GoDaddy duels, in the Crown Royal Truck Series race, it was him and Matthew Eves mounting a charge right at the end, and Aiden shoved Matthew into the lead twice, almost, heading down into turn number 4, but it came up just short, and Paul Jackson was the one that was able to win that race. Now Peter Onjak dropped back to the 7th position. He's trying to work some lines. Brady Burkhart back in the race lead. We have 8 laps to go next time by, as these guys are starting to get up to speed and really start racing here at Daytona. 2 and 3 wide, and a bit of a pack has fallen off at the back. You see Logan Cloud. His first race for Monster Motorsports is one of Monster Motorsports' teams, GoDaddy Motorsports. You also see DJ Gibson, Nathan Stapleton, Ryan Butcher. That are 4 Fords back there. So maybe the Fords aren't really looking that fast this weekend. You got 4 of them not really hanging on to the pack. Ryan Butcher now getting passed on the outside. So I think Ryan might be just slow, might be bringing it down. No, there is something wrong with that 16 truck. He's fallen back pretty far. Dusty Neal versus Brady Burkhart once again for the race lead. This was the front row of the race, and they are still right there. There's Jacob Edson now down to the inside line. Eli Bright as well. Now Peter Onchak has Matthew Eves tucked up behind them. These guys are racing in the RBSTS race in Homestead. They will be heading back out there to run their heats later today. But Peter and Matthew are in the same heat, so we'll have to see what will happen between these two. Matthew now going to shuffle Peter up to that middle line, so Eves not looking to really help that number 44 this season. I don't think there's going to be too many kind words between them. Eves kind of walks it up the track. Now Peter uses that middle line to his advantage. Jacob Edson right now leading in the GoDaddy Clash at Daytona, and you see in second Dusty Neal. Could he pull the upset? in this 0-2. That would be amazing to see if he could do that. You see Eli Bright still up here. Peter Onjak in that 44. The Dodges might work together, especially with Dusty Neal up there. That could be big. And now Matthew Eves is going to tuck up behind Peter. Matthew has teammate Aiden Burkhart in that 00 that was working with him. And then you see Tip Foster further back. Justin Knight, Nathan Stapleton. But Logan Cloud, he was the fastest in Indianapolis practice. He's the slowest here. Could be an issue that GoDaddy Motorsports is going to have to work out through this weekend. But Jacob Edson is right now pulling away, and he's going to launch away. He has some huge momentum in that number 10 truck, pulling away from the rest of the pack somehow. Logan Cloud has gotten back up to the pack in the back there, but now Brady Burkhart and Dusty Neal running second and third nose to tail. Eli Bright. Now Peter's going to dive out of line with him. Matthew Eves is going to go with him, so I'm just concerned if Matthew's going to try to wreck the 44 at some point. He's staying right up there on the back bumper. Peter kind of got on the apron there, slowed him down, so now he drops right onto the back. Jacob Edson up in front. Here comes Eli Bright. Look at Matty Porta in the 20, the Italian stallion here for JRI. He's making the move in the 6th position, trying to push these lines towards the front. Diego Yepes, Aiden Burkhart still there. Peter Onjak now leading that second pack. Peter going up the track. He's going to tuck in with Blake Maurice. He abandons Matthew Eves, and what amount of momentum he's going to have. Dusty Neal diving back to the inside. Now Peter on the outside with Matty Porta. Blake Maurice kind of abandons him up there, but Peter made a big move. It just did not stick. Dusty Neal now 3 wide in that 0-2 truck. Diego Yepes, Aiden Burkhart shuffled all the way to the outside line. Matty Porta in that 20. He's on the inside. Blake Maurice there as well. Peter in the middle. Eli Bright in the middle. It looks like Butcher, Stapleton, Cloud, and DJ Gibson, they cannot really get in the pack, so those Fords do not look like they're too fast today, except for maybe Jacob Edson. Matty Porta now diving down on that inside line. Diego Yepes, and there's a crash! Justin Knight is into the outside wall. No caution because it's at the back of the pack, but Sebastian Kukulon and Justin Knight both damaged. Kukulon's going to be stuck. Caution is now out, and this might be the end of the race. Jacob Edson just barely leads them across the line, and that might be the end of the race. Kukulon stuck on the apron. Justin Knight, that sucks for Sauber. They have some damage now, but Jacob Edson might have just won this race with that close of a finish. I believe, if anything, we'll have 1 lap to go. I do not think we will get back racing. I believe the pace laps here at Daytona are 4 laps. But Jacob Edson, we're going to take a look back at that finish. Brady Burkhart 2nd, Aiden Burkhart 3rd, 4th Diego Yepes, 5th Dusty Neal, 6th Matty Porta, 7th Peter Onjak, 8th Eli Bright, 9th Blake Maurice, 10th Matthew Eves. The rest of the field goes on back. We'll take a look at what happened to Sebastian Kukulon and Red Bull Motorsports, as well as Sauber Racing Team's number 7. Just to mention, Alex Kraft did not qualify for the Clash. That is why Justin Knight is in the 7 and not the 22. Alex Kraft will be driving the 7 full-time this season for Sauber, which should be interesting to see. He is a road course ace. But we will make sure no one goes down pit road. That would be pretty stupid if they do. I'm pretty sure they won't. And yeah, everyone's coming up off of the corner, so no one will be ducking down pit road, not even Justin Knight. Why bother? Let's go ahead and get a replay of what happened with Sebastian Kukulon and take a replay of that finish here at Daytona. So Kukulon's on the inside. You see Justin Knight way up there in the middle line, and they're going to hit the corner. Ryan Butcher gets into the back of Kukulon trying to get in behind him, and that's what caused the incident. So Ryan Butcher is the one that spins out Kukulon. You remember in the JROC race, Butcher was helping Sebastian during that race, and now Kukulon gets spun out by Ryan Butcher. So that is a big hit there. Let's go on board with Ryan since he's back here, and let's see what Ryan did. So Butcher is carrying a lot of momentum. It looks like he tries to tuck in behind Kukulon, and he just misjudges it right into Kukulon and Knight, and they all go into the wall. So might be some words at the end of that race, or at the end of this race, to see what happened there. Let's go ahead and get another angle of this. But Sebastian Kukulon in the 12, he wasn't really up front. The switch to Chevy hasn't been too kind to him. But Ryan Butcher just straight up takes him out. him and Justin Knight both go out, so there'll be some fighting in the pits afterwards, possibly. But Sebastian Kukulon, his day done in the Clash, so is Justin Knight's, and most likely the end of this race. Now, coming to the line, we'll take a look. Burkhardt had a run on the inside. Edson right there, and by just about the wheel well was the finish. We'll go back here, take it frame by frame. And yeah, Edson just going to get that. If the race ends right there, he won by just over the front wheel. So a great race here. Let's just make sure that these guys will not go back green. As they come out of turn 4, if the lights on the pace truck do not go out this time by, the race will be over. If they do go out, we will have a 1-lap dash to solve the GoDaddy Clash. Now, the GoDaddy truck's in the race lead. What kind of sponsorship deals are going on up there in the booth with the GoDaddy executives to not put this race back green? That'd be interesting to see. But as we come around, will we go back racing at Daytona? The lights on the pace truck stay on. That means the race will be over, and Jacob Edson will be your winner of the GoDaddy Clash at Daytona. Brady Burkhardt comes up just short, started this race on pole. He's going to finish second, so that's a great look for him for Daytona. And Dusty Neal as well in 5th in that Evernham truck. But look at the top 4 teams. You have Burkhardt Morris racing in that 99. You have the GoDaddy Motorsports 10. You got the Burkhardt Maurice 00 and the Diego Yepes Incorporated 77. So basically that's still the top 2 teams in the league right up there in the front. You also have JRI and Andrado TSR up there. Burkhardt and Maurice back there as well with Andrado. There's JRI. Butcher Gatorade Motorsports, NS Racing for Nathan Stapleton. Then another GoDaddy truck, the Zachary Racing 53. That's another thing. Zachary DeLello did not get a pole last season, which was pretty surprising with how well he ran. He was one of the guys that could have ran for the championship up in the back there, as well as the 7 of Justin Knight for Sauber Racing Team, and Sebastian Kukulon will finish this race in the Red Bull Motorsports 12. So we'll just let these cars pace around for one more lap, and we will just congratulate again Jacob Edson. As long as he makes it one more lap, that will be one. What am I saying? Jacob Edson, that'll be his race win. Diego Yepes in that Monster Energy Ford. They also have DJ Curtis in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. He got that from the merger as well. Monster Energy wanted all the trucks that had Monster as a main sponsor to be on Diego's team. So that's why DJ Curtis will be driving the number 13 at Daytona for Diego Yepes Incorporated, as well as the 77 in the Mountain Dew Custom Series full time for that team. GoDaddy Motorsports got Jacob Edson. They got the 43 of JJ Roberts in the Mountain Dew Custom Series as we come to take the white flag. But Jacob Edson also got Logan Cloud. Paul Jackson still up for a battle between those two. I'm not too sure which team owns him at this moment, but he will still be at the team. Everyone's equipment is the same. Diego Yepes, he just took his own truck, and DJ Gibson was the R&D free truck that they got for Daytona, so that's why he just gets them for free. The rest of the field, let's take a look at other team changes. Burkhardt Morris Motorsports remains the same with Brady Burkhardt and Brandon Morris. Morris has stated that this may be his last season in the series. Burkhardt Maurice Motorsports has Aiden Burkhardt now in the 00, which was the part-time truck last season. The 18 is now the 83 of Matthew Eves, and the 11 is still Blake Murray's. Diego Yepes Incorporated, we talked about. Evernham has made a technical alliance with Texas Star Racing, so that means Evernham will be driving Eli Bright in the Mountain Dew Custom Series as well in those Smurf races, and a few other drivers. But Dusty Neal drives for Cloud Foster Racing Operations, but Evernham wants him in just for Daytona. Colin Lindsay will also be driving this truck at Talladega. JRI has expanded to 4 trucks. AJ Jones, Matty Porta, the only veteran on the team still. AJ Jones is a veteran but did miss last season, as well as Nathan Ormond further back. Andrado has Peter Onjak and Tib Foster. I believe that is the only 2 full-time trucks on Andrado. And Carson Bowers. Carson Bowers was acquired in a trade between Andrado for Cloud, and Bowers were swapped in their rides. Eli Bright is now on Texas Star Racing. No other big changes there, with Colton Yo joining them. And then Butcher Gatorade Motorsports, they have the Gatorade sponsorship. Kalen Nosler has moved to there, and he will run the 78 for 10 races, and the 59 for Fitzwater Australia Racing will run Zachary Fitzwater for 6 races, and Kalen Nosler for the rest of his. But coming around, Jacob Edson will take the victory in the GoDaddy Clash at Daytona, and as we come across the line, you can see where you finish. Every single driver will make it across the line. So an exciting race here at Daytona. Jacob Edson coming back, leading the final 7 laps of the race to win here at Daytona. The next races up on the channel will be the RBSTS Homestead Heats, the LCQ, and the race. Those should be up tomorrow. Some of these guys will be going to Homestead now to race in those heat races to get themselves ready for that, and pole qualifying will happen in the Discord channel tomorrow for both the Crown Royal Truck Series and Mountain Dew Custom Series. On Wednesday, the duels will take place here. The trucks will run at night. The MDCS will run in the daytime. And finally, next weekend, we will be live from Daytona for the Valvoline 200 and the Crown Royal 300, the MDCS and CRTS races here. Congratulations to Jacob Edson on winning here at Daytona, and Brady Burkhart coming up real close with brother Aiden right behind. We thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time.